Om. Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Yoga Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsa Rishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyah. Om Yedime Guruvehi Purvam Vadavakya Pramanatah Vyakhyatāh Sarva Vedantah Yogaः Tān Nityam Pranatosmyaham. Om Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutram Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Parabrahmane Shruti Matre Samasta Brahma Yoga Vidya Acharyebhyo Rishibhyo Munibhyo Gurubhyo Devatabhyo Asmad Gurubhyo Namaha. Sankalpaha Tesham Sarvesham Krupaya Yoga Vedanta Darshana Sadhanaya आत्मानुभूति कैवल्य मोक्ष प्राप्त्यर्थम सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति एकता पुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थम अस्मिन् धर्म संस्थापने कंकणबद्धस्माकं सह सर्वेषां निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थम अनेक शास्त्र अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री पतंजलि महर्षि प्रणीत योग दर्शन शास्त्रस्य व्यास भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थम वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे. आदौ योगदर्शनाचार्याणां स्मरणं मननं नमस्काराः प्रार्थनाः. ओम हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः. ओम हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः. ओम हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः. ओम कपिलमहर्षये नमः. ओम कपिलमहर्षये नमः. ओम कपिलमहर्षये नमः. ओम पतंजलि महर्षये नमः. ओम पतंजलि महर्षये नमः. ओम पतंजलि महर्षये नमः. ओम व्यास महर्षये नमः. ओम व्यास महर्षये नमः. ओम व्यास महर्षये नमः. ओम अथ श्री पतंजलि महर्षि प्रणीत योग दर्शन शास्त्रम तृतीय पादः विभूतिपादः सूत्राणि. ओम देशबन्धः चित्तस्य धारणा तत्र प्रत्यय एकता नता ध्यानं तदेव अर्थमात्र निर्भासं स्वरूपशून्यमिव समाधिः. त्रयम् एकत्र संयमः तत् जयात् प्रज्ञालोकः तस्य भूमिषु विनियोगः. त्रयम् अन्तरङ्गं पूर्वेभ्यः तदपि बहिरङ्गं निर्बीजस्य. व्युत्थान निरोध संस्कारयोः अभिभव प्रादुर्भावौ निरोध क्षण चित्त अन्वयः निरोध परिणामः. तस्य प्रशान्तवाहिता संस्कारात् सर्वार्थता एकाग्रतयोः क्षयोदयौ चित्तस्य समाधि परिणामः. शान्तोदितौ तुल्यप्रत्ययौ चित्तस्य एकाग्रता परिणामः. एतेन भूतेन्द्रियेषु धर्म लक्षण अवस्था परिणामाः व्याख्याताः. Friends, exhaustively we tried to understand this 13th sutra. Very important one, big one it is. We'll just take 5-10 minutes today to summarize it only. फर्स्ट होल योग क्या बोलता है? योग चित्त वृत्ति निरोध. सो होल लाइफ योगा वे ऑफ लाइफ एम्बिशन इज थ्रू द चित्त वृत्ति निरोध तथा द्रष्टु स्वरूपे अवस्थानम वृत्ति सारूप्य इतरत्र. ओके, फर्स्ट पॉइंट. नाउ सेकंड, स्ट्रेट अवे कमिंग टू द टॉपिक अंडर डिस्कशन. Up to Sanyama of the Chitta we have understood. Through the Bahiranga sadhana of Yamaniyama Pranayama Pratyahara, we become qualified for the Antaranga sadhana of Dharana Dhyana Samadhi, in which the Chitta is controlled with respect to Deshakala Vastu. That's called as Sanyama. This is one topic. Now this Samyama has to be used. that can be used for the outer lot of successes, siddhis, which will be dealt later on. But the Sanyama of the Chitta of ours is not for outer siddhi or success or bhoga. Sanyama is for our Paramatma Prapti. Therefore, how this Sanyama has to be used? Tasya bhumishu viniyoga, it is said, na? Tasya bhumishu viniyoga. Now, that is being discussed in this 13th Sutra. Two levels we see today. First is from the yoga standpoint of Chitta. Second is pure Vedanta standpoint of Brahma Tattva. Same thing, but we will put it in two ways. So, from the yoga standpoint of discussion is what? We all have that Chitta. Okay. Chitta cannot, without Chitta we can't be. जन्म लिए तो चित्त तो होना ही पड़ेगा हमको. Okay, point one. Point two is Chitta is a dharmi. Remember it. Chitta is what? It's a dharmi. So when it is said as dharmi, it has its dharmas. Okay. What are the dharmas of the Chitta? Are samskaras. In the Chitta, the samskaras are there. Dharma कहते हैं उसको basic. Therefore, they go together. As long as the chitta is there, so long there will be samskaras. As long as samskaras will be there is chitta. So the chitta is dharmi, samskaras are dharma. Which are the dharmas? Which are the samskaras? Only two, Vitthana and Nirodha. Try to feel the meaning of that. So in my chitta, when the Vitthana samskaras are more, always the chitta will be expressing those vrutthis. And once those vrutthis come under the sway of them, we may have to work with senses, body, and all. That leads to karma phala, etc. That is samsara. In yoga, all that is not discussed. Uttara, वो सब छोटे बच्चों की बात है. Yoga sadhana hits at the root level only. Mind your chitta, everything is taken care. That is how they way. Okay, so Nirodha Samskara are the dharma of the chitta. So to Vyuttana Samskara, Vyuttana Samskara dharma of chitta, so to the Nirodha Samskara also dharma of the chitta. Now see, simple understanding by this. The more the Vyuttana Samskaras are there, don't we become Bahirmukha? Don't we become Upadhi Tadatmya? Don't we become Karta, Karmaphala, Bhokta, Samsari? So reverse of it, you see, when the Nirodha Samskaras are more, therefore Vitthana are not there much, because of which unnecessary thoughts are not raking up, and we are not forced by the thoughts to become Karta and get the Karma Phala. Okay, generally Chitta has both these Vitthana and Nirodha Samskara as the dharmas of it. One is clearly understood. Now these dharmas go through the changes. That is called as Parinama. This is where you have to understand. The changes naturally happen as per the maturity fructification of the whatever the samskaras in course of time. But if that happens by itself, we have no role to play, then it is never called as sadhana. But as a human beings, we are given the Purushartha Samarthya, the ability to do the sadhana. Therefore, we can do. What we can do is, these parinamas we can control. That is what our sadhana is. And what helps us in doing the control of this parinama is this sanyama of the chitta. This is where the sanyamita chitta role plays. Okay, then we are explaining here the 3 plus 3, 6 parinamas that happen. Nirodha parinama, wherein Vyuttana reduced, Nirodha increased. So to the Samadhi parinama, where Sarvartata is reduced, Ekagrata is increased. Again, Ekagrata parinama, where at our own will and choice, same thought we are thinking, that is going into subsiding, again that alone we are thinking. राम जी का चरण देखा, बस वो चला गया वृत्ति, अगेन राम जी का ही चरण आता है, नथिंग एल्स. दैट वाज द एकाग्रता परिणाम. Okay, of what? Of the dharma of the chitta, the dharmi. Then these again, dharma parinama, okay, of the dharma of the chitta. Okay, मतलब ये व्युत्थान संस्कार, निरोध संस्कार are the dharmas, and their parinama is dharma parinama, and that parinama is which expresses more, which expresses less, and that is either by nature, means when we are not doing sadhana, or we can command it through our sadhana, for which we are using our संयम चित्त. सो संयम चित्त को यूज करके चित्त रूपी धर्म का जो धर्म है व्युत्थान निरोध, जिनके परिणामों को हम कमांड कर सकते हैं, करना चाहिए. संयम चित्त से धर्मी रूपी चित्त का धर्मों का जो परिणाम है, जिसको हम अपने कंट्रोल में ला सकते हैं. व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ इट इज, वन वे इज व्हाट, टोटली व्युत्थान आर जीरोफाइड, ओनली निरोध आर इंक्रीज्ड, which leads to the Rutambara Prajna and all, which is our main goal. असंप्रज्ञात योग असंप्रज्ञात. व्यवहार में कि निरोध संस्कार when required, we invoke them and quieten ourselves. Vyuttana samskar required, we invoke them and involve in the world where we have some duties to do. That is a vyavaharik way of controlling the parinama of the chitta called as the dharmas, vyuttana and nirodha. बट साधना में हमको व्युत्थान नहीं चाहिए, पूरा निरोध करके चित्त वृत्तियों का हमें चित्त बनना है, चित्त आत्म चैतन्य से. One point. Second, these parinamas of the dharma, okay, have the lakshana also parinama. This is little detailed thought. The lakshana parinama में क्या हुआ कि these dharmas are either in anagata or in the vartamana. Anagata unmanifest, vartamana manifest, and again atito gone after getting manifested into unmanifested. What are they? The vyutthana nirodha samskaras are the vrutthis. So therefore, we have to not only mind of controlling the dharmas with respect to dharma parinama, we have to control them with respect to the avastha, sorry, lakshana parinama also. Okay? In that case, what is the understanding here? That the nirodha samskara, if they are required in the present vartamana, we should be able to invoke them. And if we have to push them into the atita, we should push them there and bring the vyuttana in the present. And vyuttana को हमें फ्यूचर से प्रेजेंट में लाकर पास्ट में भेजना है, तो we should be able to do it. Again in the present, we should be in the niruddha sthiti. There is a meaning of the lakshana parinama on the dharma of the dharmi chitta, which is by nature it happens to everyone. For a sadhaka, he commands them. The sadhaka controls them. To control it, he has to first to do the संयम, अंतरंग साधना. उससे पहले फिर बहिरंग साधना, all that we studied. Now, these lakshanas also again अवस्था परिणाम है. अवस्था में क्या है? The one which is given more importance and value, that remains to be predominant. अवस्था. सो कौन से अवस्था में है चित्त? निरुद्ध अवस्था में. कब? प्रेजेंट में. So what is the dharmi? Chitta. What is the dharma? The nirodha. What is the lakshana? In the present. What is the avastha? That nirodha samskara are predominant. Another thing is what avastha? The vyutthana are predominant in the present. What is the meaning of it? So the dharmi is chitta, the dharma is vyutthana samskara, and lakshana is in the present, vartamana. And avastha is those vyutthana samskaras are predominant. The other thing, nirodha, are suppressed. They are other anagata or atita. Okay. This is a one big subject, the relation between Chitta, the Dharmi, the Dharma, the Vittana Nirodha, and the role of Sanyama to control the Samadhi, all the three Parinamas, Dharma Parinama, Lakshana Parinama, and Avastha Parinama. Second discussion is what we have seen is ki the Dharmi and Dharma. Dharmi is Chitta, it always is there. Okay, the Chitta cannot be eliminated, it is required for Vyavahara and all. All these things happen only in the dharmas, but then they are assumed to be happening in the dharmi. They are assumed to be happening in the dharmi. So the secret most, subtlemost point we have to understand is dharmi remaining same, but without the dharmi, the dharma cannot be. But all the parinamas are happening on the dharma. But because dharma cannot be the dharmi, it appears as if the parinamas are happening in the dharmi. Okay. So chitta rupi dharmi pe, the dharma lakshana avastha parinama. Or before that, nirodha parinama, samadhi parinama, ekagrata parinama. It appears. Examples were given are of the gold, etc. In all three periods of time, in all situations, in any of the avasthas of whatever the gold is made into ornaments, gold is intact or not. Anna? The dharma in the gold, that it can appear as a ring or a bangle, etc., is the one getting pariniti. Understood? But then that dharmas cannot be without dharmi. That is why tentatively it is felt by all of us that the parinamas are happening in the dharmi. If we are able to sort out this understanding, that the dharmi, the wave always remains the same, water remains all the same. The dharma of the waters, the dharma of the water, the dharmi, called as the waves or ripples or bubbles, they are the ones which are going through parinama, but attributed to the dharmi. Isn't it? If this breakthrough we understand, and then slowly what dharma we need to express, if we are able to command it, same time, or with the dharmi identified, then we are not bound, we are liberated. Same thing when we look from the Vedanta standpoint, it becomes more clear and more required. In the Vedanta, Shuddha Vedanta, now the Yoga and Sankhya, we are talking in the language of Vedanta. In the Vedanta, Narayana, the Paramatma, Parabrahma is the Dharmi. Okay. And his Shakti, Maya Shakti, is called as Dharma. And that Maya Shakti goes through the Parinama, through its three gunas. And expresses as what? The Jiva, the Jagat, and Ishwar. Therefore, in the Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, which are the Dharma, the Shakti of Parabrahma, Paramatma, are all these Parinati or Parinama. Understood? Not in the Parabrahma, the Dharmi. Same examples of the water or the gold or as we have discussed here. Parabrahma, Paramatma, the Dharmi remaining the same, the Dharma called as the Prakriti, and it goes through the Vikruti or modification, because of which at first level it expresses as Ishvara Jiva Jagat. Second level may continuously in the Jagat and in the Jiva they are going on changes to maintain those changes or to protect or whatever, do the Niyantrana. Ishvara also goes on changing his roles to manage. Okay. This is what is the Dharmi Dharma Sambandha as per the Vedanta. In Vedanta, as we towards the yesterday and discussed, that a very crucial and salient point is what? When I this way study Shastra Upanishads and then try to understand the relation between the reality, the Brahman, and the uh, appearance called as Jiva Jagat Ishvara, objectively when I discuss, this is how is the understanding. Dharmi, the Parabrahman remains the same. Then Dharma, the Prakriti, in the form of Jiva Jagateshwara goes on going through the Parinama. Parinamas are same. Dharma Parinama, Lakshana Parinama and Avastha Parinama. When we objectively do. Then when we ourselves subjectively through the Vedantic approach and sadhana identify with the dharmi, the pure conscious self, Brahman, then what happens? Listen to this point. Very crucial one. What happens is, as we have so much from 10 days every day studying or 1 week, in our Shweta Ashvatara Upanishad, exactly that will happen. What will happen? Once I identify with the dharmi, then dharmi, dharma, and dharma parinama, all these observations, differentiations, they all disappear. In the recognition of our oneness with the धर्मी एंड धर्म का डिफरेंस जो हम देख रहे हैं ना, वो सब डिसअपियर होता है. मैं ही हूं, ना मैं धर्मी हूं किसी धर्म का, ना कोई धर्म है मेरा धर्मी नामक. I alone am there. So that's what we give example. When we are away from the fire and study the fire, fire is the dharmi. Then the dahaka shakti, burning power or heat, is called as its dharma. Okay, and in this what is happening? The dharma is parinita, and that is superimposed on the dharmi. What is the pariniti in the dharma? More heat or less heat, etc. Intense heat or not, or that effect of the dharma, the fire burning, effect of the dharma, the heat or the burning power, burning any other things. हम कहते हैं कि फायर ने बर्न किया, है कि नहीं? But remember, fire burns something other than itself only. But does the fire burn, or the burning power of the fire, can it burn the fire? See why it is so? Because to the fire, मैं धर्मी हूँ, ये मेरा पावर धर्मी है. The difference it doesn't feel. We, because we feel ourselves separate from it, for us the dharma dharmi sambandha is there. Same is the example of the water and the ocean. है ना? The water expressing as the ocean. है ना? Anything other than that water or ocean gets drowned in the ocean. Does the water get drowned in the ocean? You know why? Because there's no separation between the water as the dharmi, ocean or river as the dharma, or the waves as the dharma. In the same way, when we recognize our oneness according to Vedanta with the dharmi, the pure substratum consciousness, then everything is I am not a dharmi, there's no dharma. So dharma dharmi bheda will not be there. And on the dharma, all the parinamas, lakshana, avastha, ityadi are never there. Even if they are there, they are only the appearances. They never touch me, the dharmi. Isn't it? Like the oceanness of the water. Does it touch the water when the huge ocean is there and the same water is there in let us say in a glass? In the glass also there is water, but in that there is no wave at all. Forget about the weaving like ocean. So the calmness of the water in the glass, the terrible waving of the water in the ocean, both of them doesn't touch the water. Dharmi, the water, has its dharmas of like this and like that also, but they are not apart from it, other than it. They don't influence it. That is why again and again in Bhakti it is said, surrender to Bhagavan, then his Maya will not trouble you. If you are away from Bhagavan, है ना, मामे वे प्रबध्यन्ते माया में ताम तरंती, and माम न प्रबध्यन्ते, then you get caught up in the Maya. That Maya is called the Dharma. Paramatma is Dharmi. That Saranagati is totally tuning to him. In Vedanta, उसी बात को another way they say, be one with that pure conscious self. And in that conscious self, there is no dharma as if apart from it to go through modification and influence the dharmi. Therefore, there is only one way to get freed from the dharmas and its modification. That means prakriti and its modifications and its binding effect. Only way is what? Identify with the dharmi. That's what we studied in all the quotations so far. Like the Amrita Bhavanti, Mrita Bhavanti, what we have seen, all of them are when I identify with the dharmas are not other than me. Therefore, they won't affect me. Like when I am other than the fire, the heat of the fire, the dharma of the fire burns me. But if I become one with the fire element itself, just like that fire element is not burnt by its dharma, isn't it? I will not be burnt by that. That's what happened to Sita ji's prayers and Hanuman ji ko पूछना जलाई नहीं. What happened there is Agni Tattva or the fire Agni Devata is invoked at that time. Because of that, Agni cannot burn the Agni Devata, no. Therefore, it did not burn. जल रहा है वो लेकिन पूछ चल रहा है कुछ भी नहीं हुआ हनुमान जी को. Why? The dharma dharmi differentiation is dissolved because identified with the dharmi, not kept separated from the dharmi. Therefore, who is the dharmi of the entire universe? Parabrahma. What is the dharma? The whole universe. If I am in my ignorance keeping myself separate from the dharmi, then the dharmas of that dharmi will bind me. But if I discover my oneness with the dharmi, then dharmas don't touch me. Isn't it? The water ka dharma hai flood. The floods doesn't trouble the water. As I told you just now, the ocean doesn't drown the water there. So too, the dharmi, the fire is not burnt by the dharma. Like the poison of the snake will not kill the snake. Isn't it? Because the snake is dharmi and the poison is dharma, and that is not separate from that dharmi. इसलिए वो उसको, but the other fellow who is not one with that snake, for him, when it bites, then that dharma called as poison affects him. So therefore, Jiva Jagat Ishvara Bheda is only to those who have not discovered their oneness with the dharma in the Parabrahma. And in those Jiva Jagadishvara, all the Parinama goes on happening eternally. We get lost in it. But through the Vedantic study, contemplation, meditation, when we recognize our oneness with the dharmi, the substratum. In Vedanta, the substratum is Ekameva Dvayam Brahma Nehana Nasti Kinchana. वहाँ धर्म धर्म में डिफरेंस भी नहीं है, ओनली वन. Even if it expresses, it is me only. Like the snake, I only am the poison. Like the spider, my own saliva is made in the form of this web. In that web, other kide makode get caught up, but not the spider. Isn't it? The cruelty of the lion or tiger kills other, but not itself. विचित्र है कि नहीं? Because it is that dharmi to whom that dharma belongs. But the other animal, a deer, it is away from other than that lion or tiger. Therefore, the dharma, the cruelty affects it. Therefore, our sadhana is what? To become one with the dharmi, to get protected from the dharma. This is what happens everywhere. Central government चल रहा है. अब you have so many cases, financial related वगैरह. Now the dharma of the central government is all the law system, implementation, सब उनके हाथ में है. So as long as you are in opposition party, that central government or whoever in the power, they will see to it that all your cases are brought out, put in the jail. But suddenly join the party. उस धर्मी के साथ एक हो जाते ही, then immediately the all cases will be kept on being pending. See the political drama of dharma dharmi. That is why the whole natak is going on, and the ordinary prajar as ever is made Bevkoof and Ullu. Whether it is Telangana, whether it is Andhra Pradesh, whether it is Tamil Nadu, the worst in the Bengal, Delhi, हर जगह पे देखो धर्मी के साथ आदत में हो गया तो धर्म doesn't affect. That's why people try to jump into that part to protect their own self, not wanting to be caught. जस्ट बता रहा हूँ कैसे व्यवहार में होता है। स्पिरिचुअलिटी में फाइनल सॉल्यूशन इज वन विद दैट ब्रह्मन विवेकम धर्मी, देन द धर्मास वोंट अफेक्ट यू। भक्ति में मामेव ये प्रपद्यन्ते माया में तम तरन्ति। योग में चित्त का परिणामों को संयम के द्वारा ऐसा नियंत्रण करो कि जो डिस्टर्ब नहीं करने वाले परिणाम ही आपके हाथ में है। सो द निरोध परिणाम, that also in the present vartamana lakshana and nirodha avastha. Through the Sanyama Chitta you achieve it, then the Chittas other Vittana jo dharma jo hai, they won't make you samsari. They won't push you into the world with so many of the Vrutthis. This is what is the most important sutra in its summary, both from Yoga and Vedanta standpoint. Tomorrow we'll go further in the next set of sutras. Thank you. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.